Hello everyone, welcome to our today's lesson. Today we are doing the multiplier. The multiplier effect is the process whereby an initial change in spending changes the level of output and income by more than the initial change in spending. We will focus on the two-sector model. The multiplier is derived from the marginal propensity to consume, MPC. A marginal propensity to consume is the proportion of an increase in income that gets spent on consumption. The size of the multiplier depends on the proportion of an increase in income that is spent. The larger the MPC, the bigger the multiplier. And the smaller the MPC, the smaller the multiplier. To give you an example, if an individual earns 1,000, savings, decide to save 300, that savings are equal to 30% of the income, which is equal to 0.3, and that is marginal propensity to save. And if 30% is saved, then 700 is spent, which is equal to 70% of income, and that is the marginally propensity to consume, which is equal to 0.7. The formula to calculate the value of the multiplier is that multiplier is equal to 1 divided by 1 minus MPC. Or alternative, you can use 1 divided by marginal propensity to save. They both give you the same answer. Marginally, in our given example, marginal propensity to consume is 0.7 and marginal propensity to save is 0.3. The total of the MPC plus MPS is always equal to 1. Now let's calculate the multiplier using a given example. 1 divided by 1, it would be 1 divided by 1 minus 0.7 because MPC is 0.7. Now we know. So the value of the multiplier will be 3.333. Now let's explain the multiplier effect so that you know how it plays out in the economy. The multiplier related to how much national income changes as a result of an injection or withdrawal in the economy. Assumes an increase in injection into the economy that comes in the form of investment, the government spending, exports, which would lead to a proportionate increase in national income. The extra spending will have a knock-on effect and create even more spending in the economy. The size of the multiplier will depend on the level of leakages in the economy. Let's give an example in that sense. Assume the firm increase investment spending by 1,000. This is done by ordering capital goods from domestic firms to the value of 1,000. Initially, total spending has increased by 1,000. Total production has increased by 1,000, which also lead to an increase by 1,000 in income. The increase in spending is equal to the increase in production, which is equal to increase in income. But when households earn income of 1,000, leakages can occur through income tax, savings, and spending. But let's stick to our first example. Assume that given all the form of leakages, our marginal propensity to save is equal to 0.3, and now on our given example, marginal propensity to consume is equal to 0.7. So if this amounts to 300, the spending on domestic goods will increase by 700. At this stage, the multiplier starts to kick in. 1,000 is spent. Remember, in the economy, spending is equal to income. Y is equal to E, or expenditure is equal to income. That is the standard principle. So if 300 is saved from 1,700 is spent in the economy, then that 700 will be income to next person. That person will spend 70% of that amount, which is equal to 490, and the next that will be income to the next person. That 490, the same person will spend 0.7, which is equal to 240. So that man will continue to be income to next person until it reaches zero. When you add all those amounts, they will give you the total amount as a result of the multiplier effect, which will be equal to the amount you can get if you can take that multiplier we have and multiply it to 1,000, the initial spending. It will give you the same total amounts. We are showing the effect of multiplier using a graph. So here it's where the graph started 0. On vertical axis, we have aggregate spending, and on horizontal axis we have income. The 45-degree line shows the point where expenditure and income are equal. So every point along these lines, income and expenditure are equal in the economy. So here we have our original equilibrium. Sorry for my pronunciation. That is original income. Y is original income. And this line here, aggregate expenditure curve, is the original curve. So to quickly highlight all original, way we find our economy is at here. It's an original income. That is the original equilibrium level, and that is the original aggregate expenditure curve. So as a result of change in investment shown by this line, new investment is added in the economy. That shifted the aggregate expenditure curve from AE to AE1. That small shift caused this big shift in the total income in the economy. So that is the multiplier. As a result of the multiplier, this small investment added has caused this big change in level of income, shifting our demand from 80 to 81. So since our income now is here, our aggregate spending is here. Remember, expenditure and income are always equal in the economy. So let me just show you how